Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I know y'all are having a good time today. Yeah, everything that went down, Trump lost finally. Can you believe it? Finally, he lost something. But as I said, it's going to take a long time for, them to work through all the appeals that he'll make and everything. And he's going to try to slow it down as much as he can, but thank goodness he's held accountable for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy about that. I know y'all are too. And then there's George Santos. He was arrested. Thank you. Get rid of this man. Get rid of him. He does not belong in Congress. He was arrested on 13 charges, as you guys know, because you've probably been watching the news all day. I've been doing healings all day, so I looked at the news here and there, but I haven't really watched the news. I've read it on my phone. My husband woke up this morning. His shoulder's really hurting. He's like overdoing it on working outside. So I did a healing for him. And my daughter has a shoulder problem too. She lives about 20 minutes away from me. I went and did a healing for her. And then her dog is kind of sickly, and I did a healing for him. But her dog doesn't look like it's in very good condition. I didn't want to tell her. I don't think she'll watch this, but yeah, I did a healing for him, but I don't feel like it looks good for him. He's a much older dog, so poor thing. God bless him. Anyway, so that George Santos was arrested on 13 charges, and they were wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, making false statements to Congress, and also he applied to receive some pandemic unemployment benefits when he had a job. So there's a lot in there. There is a lot. So I wanted to take a look and see how this is going to pan out for Santos, for George Santos. My kitty is here, and you see her? There's an Addy cat right there. She's being real naughty. She keeps jumping up here and stuff. She wants my attention. She ain't going to get it. I have to push the pause button. Hear her getting into stuff? She's a brat. She only does that when she wants me to come and get her. But let's pull some cards on Santos. I'm going to have to take her down. Naughty little girl. Okay. Are you still there? What are you getting? Bad kitty. Here she is. You know what she's getting? My husband puts these little candies in his pocket. Gets low blood sugar. She's trying to get his candy. So naughty. Say hi. She's a brat. All right, I'm going to put her down. She's a little stink pot for sure. She is. I think there's a little claw mark in this candy. Butterscotch. That's a good one. Okay, so let's see. Let's take the first card that I pulled on Santos is the Judgment card. So judgment is upon him, and he is going to be judged by his peers. That's what this means. Now, he's not going to trial right now. This is judgment I think by the GOP. And I think they're going to say, bye-bye, Georgie boy. They should have gotten rid of him a long time ago, but of course, they don't have any backbone. They don't care who's part of the GOP. Crossing over that card is Five of Pentacles. So, it's going to get worse for Santos because this indicates one thing after another, after another, after another. It's going to, like dominoes, everything's going to start falling for Santos. So it gets a lot worse before it gets better for him. And I do believe that he'll be kicked out of Congress. And he's definitely in big trouble, you guys. Big, big trouble. And I don't feel sorry for him at all. He worked really hard. This is Eight of Pentacles. Very hard to get into Congress where he's at because he ran a few times. So he worked really hard at it, even though it was in a very negative way with lies and deceit and everything. but he did work really hard to get where he's at now. But because of doing all that, he was able. This is the magician. This is overlooking the whole situation. He was able to get into Congress. He was able to manifest his dreams and desires. You know, um, and people can do that. You know, bad people can get into places of power, as we've seen with Trump, and we know that. But it doesn't mean that it's going to work out well for them. So he did manifest his dreams. He got where he wanted to go. But, you know, as we all can see, it's not working out too well for him, definitely. And that's what happens when you do things through negativity. Now, here's the foundation of the situation. This is Four of Cups. And, you know, I feel like this is an offer. So they may offer him, you know, some kind of deal, because he's small potatoes there. He hasn't been there long enough. So he's kind of small potatoes, although we want him to be gone, right? We don't want this kind of person representing the United States. And I feel like they're going to try to use him to get some more information on some of the other GOP representatives. So they'll offer him some kind of deal, maybe in exchange for some information. Likely right now he's going to refuse it, because I don't know if you saw him talking, saying, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. Yeah. I'm sure Trump is being, you know, is really looking at Santos thinking, don't take my playbook, you know. I bet he doesn't like being associated with Santos, you know, even though he should, but I bet he doesn't like it. Anyway, I think he'll refuse to take the deal. He won't want the deal. He doesn't like the deal, but he'll have a change of heart once, you know, he gets thrown out of Congress and everybody turns on him. He'll be thinking twice about it. He'll be like, So I think he'll take a deal, but not right away. First, he's going to bluff his way around. He thinks he's Trump. The difference between him and Trump is he ain't got no money. So he don't have money for all these attorneys to, you know, take care of him and stall judgment and all. He doesn't have that. So he's gonna go down quickly. This is going to be a much faster way down. The last card that I pulled is a Eight of Cups. So yeah, look at this. He will be leaving. He is gone. He's done. He's finished. He's leaving. We don't have to have him as a representative in New York. So yay. I'm sure that all the people in New York are super happy that he's going to be gone. He's leaving. All right. You guys, I wanted to make a different video today. That's what I was planning on doing, but I saw this Santos, and I just had to do a quick reading on him. I was like, oh, I got to see what's happening with him. He was really smug to the reporter, like, I didn't do anything wrong, you know. This is a witch hunt. They're just after me because I'm such a good person, you know, whatever. So I had to read on him. You know, Jack Smith is cleaning house with the DOJ. He is cleaning house, and that is a good thing. I am happy. I am happy about that. Okay, so I had gotten a download yesterday, and I was going to make a video, and I didn't get around to it. You know, I had a bunch of things going on. There's always things to do here, and I want to let y'all know what that is right now. Okay. And I had this question come upon me. Are we born as the person we are, or do we become that person? So, you know, was George Santos just born that kind of a person, or was Trump born that person? Or, you know, did they become the person that they are? Did they become a liar and a cheat and, you know, sexual abuser? For me, from a very young age, I can remember that I loved baby dolls. I loved little dolls. I loved playing with them, dressing them, feeding them a little bottle. You know, I wanted to be a mommy. And every Christmas, I would ask Santa. I wouldn't say my mom because, of course she told Santa, but I would ask for a doll. Every single year, I wanted a new baby doll. That rubber baby smell of a doll? When you open it up, it's got that new doll smell that I used to love that smell. I can remember loving that new doll smell. So every year I'd want a new one. And I remember one year I got Baby Alive and I just loved it because she came with um, a little bath, a little bathtub, a little pink bathtub and bottles. I had all kinds of stuff with it so I could give her a bath and change her diapers and feed her. And I could just feel like I was really a mommy. And I loved it. I really, really loved it. And when I was 8 years old, my mother gave birth to her last child, my youngest sister. So I'm 8 years older than her, obviously. And if you've been watching this channel, I don't have a very good experience, a relationship with my mother, and I still don't, I didn't, and I still don't. She was very quick to anger, and basically, if you were probably 4 and under, you had a good relationship with my mother. But after you went to school, 5 years old, I didn't go to school till I was 6. I didn't go to kindergarten, so I skipped out on kindergarten. I always say I was too smart to go to kindergarten. I don't know why my mother didn't send me to kindergarten. I really wanted to go. I really did, but she didn't let me go for some reason. I don't know. I have no idea why, but I didn't go. Anyway, um, she just seemed to respond better to young children than older children for some reason. She liked having babies. She liked the little ones. Us older children could make her angry very, very quickly. And I would say, whippings were a part of everyday life. We got whippings every day, every single day, definitely, because my mother would get angry like that. She wouldn't really get angry at the baby. I have another sister that's probably 3 years apart from the baby that I'm 5 years older than. And 5 years? Doesn't sound right. I think I'm only 3 years. She's next to the youngest, and my mother was very sweet and gentle with her too. So there's 5 of us all together. But anyway, um, so she was, I don't know, maybe she was 3 or 4 years old when my mother had her last baby. But once we all went to school, things had all changed. Once she went to school, things changed. I don't know how dramatically it changed for her, but it changed very dramatically for me, for my older sister, for my brother. And my mother was brutal, but she always took very good care of us. You know what I mean? She had a terrible temper. She could be very, very cruel, but she took good care of us. She always made sure we were well fed, that we appeared clean. We always had to take a shower. We always had nice clothes. She would iron our clothes. She would take care of us very, very well, but what it looked like on the outside and living there on the inside was two different things. And when you're a kid, you don't really know that what's happening to you isn't normal, that other people don't live the way that you do. Um, you don't know that other mothers don't behave the way your mother does. You just don't know that. You don't have that knowledge. You're just a kid. And to this day, every single one of my siblings understand that my mother prefers young children, babies, and little bitty kids. We all know that. And once her grandchildren, because most of her grandchildren are grown now, once her grandchildren and her great grandchildren got a little older, probably school age, she no longer had any interest in them. She really didn't. And all I ever wanted was to have a family of my own and to love and care for. And I just feel like there was some lack for me, and maybe that kind of put me on the path to wanting my own family. And also, I know that I chose the mother that I have to instill a need for unconditional love, because my mother's love was always conditional. You know, and I've been able to love my family unconditionally, thank God. I've become the person I was meant to be. So I already had that desire to love, even though it was so tested with, you know, a different mother. It really was. My mother, it was very tested. But my true passion is love. I've been very, very passionate person all my life with very strong opinions. And passion can be channeled in many different ways, as you all know. I've always had this strong desire to defend the underdog and speak up for them, and just protect them and take care of them. And I always feel the need for justice, but sometimes things just aren't fair, and for me, I could never stand it when things weren't fair, even now, when I watch a program on TV and things don't work out fairly, I can't stand to watch it. I can't. Um, do y'all ever watch that game show, The Wall, where there's money on the wall and they have to either sign the contract or tear it up? I can't stand to watch it at the end, especially if somebody has $1 million on the wall and the person signed it for 100,000, and I'm just like, it's so unfair. It's just unfair. I can't stand it. So I've always been a person that's rooted for the underdog, wanted justice for all, and that's just who I am. So I know that's just part of me, for sure. When I was a teenager, you know, when you're dealing with a teen, that's difficult. It really is difficult dealing with teens. So when I was a teenager, I believed that I was treated unfairly, and most teenagers do. But I really do think that my mother could have more patience with me, and I feel like I was treated unfairly and with a heavy hand, put it that way. And when you have no control over your situation, it kind of um, puts you on a special path, that you want to help and protect others because of the situation that you've experienced in your life. So I think that does kind of contribute to the person that you turn out to be. My way out of the situation that I was in with my mother living in her home was to fall in love and get married. So I married my husband very, very young at 17 years old, y'all. So I've been married all my life. And I had 3 children by the time I was 22 years old. I tied my tubes on that. That was enough, because I would have surely had a whole lot more. But, of course, I surely made my share of mistakes as a mother, definitely, as we all do, because children don't come with a little instruction manual. Although we've read a lot of them, over the years. But I loved being a mother, and I savored this experience. I really, really did. I was always so cognitive of all the experiences I was going through all my life that I was just savoring them, honestly. I would kiss my baby or kiss my daughter, kiss my child and think, this is a fleeting moment. This is tomorrow. This will be different. She'll be grown. So I was always so cognitive of this experience that I was allowed to have, and I was enjoying so much of it because this is really what I wanted. I remember one day that I was laying my daughter down for a nap. I had a baby in the crib in my room, and then I think she was 3 years old, my 3-year-old, maybe she was 3 or 4. I was going to give her a nap, and I laid down in the bed with her. I said, let's lay down on mommy's bed and you take a nap. She didn't want to go to sleep, but I wanted her to, of course. And so I put on the radio. I thought maybe a little music. Maybe she'll fall asleep with listening to some music. So I turned on some music. I don't even remember the song playing, but it was some song, and she just started crying, listening to the song. It was a real sweet melody, and little tears just started coming out of her eyes, and she was crying. That song touched her heart. That melody touched her heart, and it was so sweet, and I'll never forget that experience. It was so sweet. I remember just kissing her and loving her and thinking, what a wonderful little girl this is. And I have been so blessed to have my family close to me all these years. You know, um, two of my daughters still live here, and I have two grandsons living here too. And we just feel like we're very, very blessed. All my life, all I wanted was a family and a husband, and I've been married for 43 years, and we've actually never had an empty nest. That's funny because, hey, you might get what you wish for. I don't know what I would do with myself if actually there was nobody in the house here. I don't know what I would do. I really don't. Because I like doing everything for everybody else. I'm always doing something for somebody and complaining about it too. I got to complain a little bit. I tell my husband, I'm doing something for somebody almost every day, every hour of the day, except for when I'm asleep. But that's who I am, and that's what I enjoy doing, even if I got to complain a little bit. So yeah, we sometimes complain about, you know, the things that we want. Isn't it funny? The things that we truly, truly want. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Would you? The life you're living is the one that you chose. Believe it or not. I'm living the life I chose. I can complain about it all I want, but I chose it, and I need to deal with it. Just like you have to deal with your choices too. And even though some people might not be as conscious about the life that they're choosing, but believe me, you've chosen the life that you are living. You are, by the choices that you make. It all adds up. And we are born the person that we become. We are. So we're already that person, and then we become them more and more. So with a little help from external forces, the environment, and the impressions made on us as a child, that guides us to the path that we need to be on for the lessons and experiences that we have chosen to learn this lifetime around. And you do have free will to change your path at any time. It might take a little bit of struggle and determination, but you can do it if that's what you desire to do and want to do. So we are born as the person that we are and that we are going to become. Okay, guys, so I kind of mixed up a couple of things together, do a little Santos reading, and have a little message also. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for tuning in and listening. If you'd like to get a healing session with me, look down below and send me an email and let me know who needs healing, I'm happy to send some healing to them. Also, if you'd like to get a reading with me, I do readings daily, and I record them and send them to you after you've sent me your questions and concerns. So if that's something that you would be interested in, send me an email, okay? All right, do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and bye for now.